Hello, Facebook. So today we are here for another live recording of the Are You Green podcast. As I am getting ready to go live, I saw that I had an alert that came up for Microsoft. So instead of just waiting to film the podcast, I thought I would just trade it in real time with all of you guys. So what I did first is I heard the alert pop up from my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. And I pulled it up and I'm immediately looking at the chart for 5-minute, 90-day to see why that alert popped up. And I see that it's very close to hitting a weekly pivot at 211.17. I think that that is a really great buy level. Obviously, that's why I had the alert. I just didn't want to have a sitting order in, but I'm going to go ahead and buy, and I'm actually going to start it a little bit earlier. I'm going to start at 211.45. So let's go ahead and place this order. Send order. And then I'm also going to put in another order for 211.17 for another small chunk. Unfortunately, I had a great day today buying all of the dips that happened in the market. And we'll talk about that later on in the podcast. So it's not like I have a ton of capital here for this trade. But again, since I did have an alert, it's really hitting in between the pivot points that I want. So again, I just want to make sure that I have this order in. Let's do it for 211.20 and let's place that in. Blah, blah, blah. Awesome. And then we can go ahead and record the podcast. So sorry, but again, I just thought it was kind of interesting for you guys to kind of be in on the action as it happens, since that's the whole point of being live on YouTube anyways. That being said, thanks for your patience. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's make sure we are starting a new episode. Crazy day, huh? Okay, new episode. I got it queued up for the cast, and let's go. Hello, traders and friends. Welcome to the Are You Green podcast. Today is December 9th on a Wednesday. It is the middle of the week, and it started out as kind of a blah day. I like to trade right off of the open so that I can get the biggest, most exciting movements and make sure to capitalize off of the emotional sells that come in the morning. So, I was watching all of my scanners and I didn't see much. I kind of thought, that today was going to be kind of a boring trading day, which was disappointing because I had the cash in my account to enter into some good swings. I did go ahead and start a swing on 10 cents. It's TCEHY. This ticker is a very slow volume, and we'll kind of go into that later on in the show when we talk about my personal trades. But then the market dropped. So what started out as a boring day, as the afternoon went on, ended up becoming more and more exciting. And the market is just going through a crazy pullback right now, especially with technology. For those of you who are listeners to the Are You Green podcast, you know that I love the technology stocks. So today, the XLK technology indicator opened at 126.73. The previous close was 126.80, and right now it's at 124.65. Obviously, this pullback is, a large part in the. I'm sorry, guys. This pullback is because of a lot of large companies. So Apple, CRM, Salesforce, etc. But it is interesting to, watch the drop that we also saw in the SPY. So the SPY this morning opened at 370.91. The previous close was 370.17, and now it was sitting around 368. So is the SPY and the XLK red? Yes, very red. And the question everybody wants to know, are you green in my personal accounts? No, I am scarlet red, and it is very scarlet red, and it is very exciting. I know that seems counterintuitive because you want it to be green, you want to make that profit. But today I entered into a bunch of really great swing trades, and so I'm excited to be in the red. So we'll dive into that in a bit. I also want to touch base on the news around Facebook, which I think was drawing a big pullback in the technology sector today. So stay tuned and we'll dive into those details. Great. So for those of you watching the live stream, you know that I like to take a little pause in my filming, in my recording for the podcast. I am looking for tools to be able to share my screen and continue going live at the same time. If anyone knows of a tool for that, please comment down below. I'll really appreciate it. Also, you should subscribe and hit the little alerts button so you can get alerts when I go live, since I do record the podcast live on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So let's dive back in. Today, news around the Facebook allocation came very timely. So basically, first of all, what happened is DoorDash went public. So this was an initial public offering, an IPO, and it basically got everyone's attention. And some people were kind of joking that everyone was selling so that they could buy DoorDash. And obviously that's not true. It's an over-exaggeration, but it is interesting that as soon as DoorDash got on the market, the rest of the market did start to fall. And then we got the press conference from the government about Facebook. So what's happening? Facebook has entered into now a couple of different lawsuits. They are basically saying that, Facebook is growing way too large. They are engaging in monopoly, antitrust, practices. They are hurting small developers. It's, they're in a painful place for advertisers since, the advertising dollar keeps on going up. And so, the small businesses that want to advertise with Facebook feel like they have no option but to continue to pay higher and higher prices to reach less and less people. So, with these lawsuits, obviously the Facebook stock started to take a downturn. Now, for me, as a short-term swing trader, I was looking for a little bit of a larger drop, only like 4%, before I entered into a trade. For those who are long-term investors on Facebook and in Facebook, do I think that this is a good time to sell? Absolutely not. I think that, this news, first of all, it's the very beginning. It's going to take a very long time for them to go through the process with these lawsuits. And second of all, let's say that they put some restrictions on Facebook, right? Maybe they say that they're not allowed to buy another company, because their acquisition of Instagram obviously made the company larger and more powerful. So that's one of the things they could do, is they could restrict Facebook from buying another company, or say that, they need approval before buying another company. But basically, all of these regulations that they're going to put on Facebook, of course, it's going to affect the business, but it's not going to have that large of an effect to where this is not still a great company to long-term invest in. So for those long-term investors, do not be emotional and do not panic sell. I say this all the time. We profit off of people who panic sell. So don't let somebody else profit from your emotions. So that's all I'll say about the Facebook news, because we have to dive right into what is happening with the tech stocks today. So like I said, this morning it started off pretty slow. I bought some Tencent. It's an ADR, which basically means that, it's a Chinese company, and it's such a low volume stock. So I did buy this for a long-term swing. Why did I buy it? Because it's right in between two quarterly pivots. So for those of you who are new to the cast, I do follow a pivot strategy, and it's basically a reversal strategy. So what happens is that when the stock falls, people are selling. I can see that there is a strong pivot, a strong resistance, and I can, estimate that that's when I'll buy, because the selling will probably stop around there. Then I buy, it might drop a little lower, but then of course it bounces, and then I sell at the higher pivot. So right now, TC FSEHY is bouncing between the lower quarterly pivot at 72.35 and the higher one at 77. So I bought, my average is 74.93. Again, target is 77. So it's going to be a really great swing, but this might take some time. So for those of you who like to follow my swings, please note that this one might take a while. But good news is this is an awesome technology company engaged in tons of artificial intelligence. And the company actually is been a pick for a lot of other investors for a long term. So it's a win-win in my book with that one. Anyways, then as the market started to drop, I started looking and evaluating the swing trades that I was holding, seeing if there was anything I wanted to buy more of and size in. So I did. CRSR, that's the gaming company. I had been almost out of this trade because I bought low, I sold high, and I was just kind of waiting for that higher sell at $40. And my average was, around 35.40. So anyways, I was already up in this trade. But when you see opportunity, you have to take it. So I know that this trade was going to work out. It's been working for me. So I went ahead and bought. First, I bought at 36.25, which was a little painful because it was higher than my average. But again, I'm sizing in for that larger profit target of 40 or maybe even 42. So then I had another buy order at 35. At that point, I'm sized in really appropriately. I'm happy with my average for now, and I'm just excited to see where this ticker goes. I know that it did hit a little bit lower, but the market is low, so no worries there. It's when you see a stock not only doing the opposite of what you wanted, but also doing the opposite of the market, that's a little concerning. So anyways, no concern there. Then I was able to enter into a few other brand new trades. So this was the buy day I was looking for. The tech stocks drop and I shop. So what did I buy? It's like so exciting. It's like when you come home and you've got like a gift basket full of things, only these are items that I'm going to return back to the store for way more than I bought. So anyways, this is why buying technology stock is way better than actually buying the technology. So anyways, I did go ahead and buy DocuSign. So my average is 223. I have another buy down at 220. Honestly, it's already bounced a little, which is disappointing because I should have sized in more. And, it's just kind of a lesson for the future. I do have a larger order in at the 220 level, but it hasn't gotten there. Maybe tomorrow. It is a Wednesday, so I feel like there is definitely time to fluctuate with this trade because I want to be more sized in. The target is amazing. It's 244. So obviously huge spread, great opportunity for profit here. And hopefully I'll get an opportunity to size in tomorrow or Friday. Then I went ahead and bought FSLY, FSLY. You guys know I love this ticker. I bought at 89.44. Then I had another buy in at 90.15. And I don't even think it got filled. So this is another one similar to DocuSign. I wanted to really size in, didn't have the chance. It's already bounced. But because I am holding these as a swing trade, I'm going to go ahead and keep those orders in. So it's going to be a good till canceled GTC and then extended hours. So EXT. So when you see these abbreviations, please pay attention to your order type. Know, exactly when your orders are going to be filled, because again, you could get an order filled after hours and then the next day it could bounce. So anyway, so I have orders in for both of those two tickers. And then with FSLY, my target is around 94. So really excited about those. And then I couldn't help myself, guys. I'm sorry. I bought Peloton. I love buying the Peloton ticker, especially, recently. It's had such a great spread, good volume, everything that I look for, emotional drops. So today, my average is around 112. I bought around like 112.20, and then I had a buy at 111.80, which got filled this afternoon. So average is still 112, which I'm very happy with. Definitely happy that I got sized in appropriately before any bounce comes on this. And I have two targets. The first one is 115.70, so I'll probably sell half there. And then 117.50 is the second half of that. So that being said, I'm really happy with all of my new purchases. It's so great when the market drops and I get to buy and watch these swings with you guys. So if you are looking to buy, I would say, anytime that I talk on the podcast about red days, a big drop, those are days that are good to buy. But, be careful. Obviously, not licensed broker. You got to make your own decisions, research your trades, and, invest smartly. Another thing is to let the order come to you. So you don't want to be a lamb. You don't want to be chasing things. You want to put your order at the level that you feel comfortable at. So set a limit order and then let the order fill, as it comes. If the order doesn't come to you, this is kind of like dating, right? You don't want to be like chasing after somebody. Like you want to make sure that the company is at your order size. So if it doesn't fill, maybe it wasn't meant to be on that ticker. That being said, I did want to go over a couple of orders I had that have not been filled, and I've canceled my orders for the day. So I did have an order in lemonade. I was hoping to see a bigger drop here, although it did drop. So for those looking to hold lemonade long term, this might be a good time to buy. But my buy order was 82.90, way too low. And it has already bounced up. It bounced, to 84. And I decided not to chase it. It is already up to 87. So maybe, that's a case where I should have chased. But again, I follow a very strict strategy to be consistent with my trades and my profits and my losses. So I didn't want to go ahead and chase that one. And then I have an order in for Apple. This order is still live. It's going to be happening until the market closes. So Apple stock, it's always a good buy. It's a great long-term investment. I guess I shouldn't say always, at a certain point, it's priced very high. But the drop that I saw today was excellent. They just released a new product and it got mixed reviews. Some people were saying they love these new headphones and they are, waiting for a, piece of technology to come out like this from Apple. And then other people are like, $500 for your headphones is not going to happen. So, really mixed about that. And perhaps that's why the stock dropped today. I do have a buy level at 121.10. I would have bought it off the open. The only thing is that the drop wasn't as intense. It has just been kind of dropping throughout the day as opposed to a sharp drop down that I'm looking for. But again, I do want to go ahead and buy that one at 121.10. So that might be a good level for those of you who are looking to enter into an Apple trade. But that is all for the day. Like I said, if you are looking to buy, maybe tomorrow will be good. I'm thinking that we might still be red tomorrow. And for those of you who have bought and who are red, just, really make sure that you create an exit plan for yourself. If you use stop losses, then fine, put those in, but be sure to give your trades room to work out. And if you, are using something like, scaling in, make sure that you have those orders in and they're good for, overnight for whatever you want. So as long as you have plans with these trades, you have opportunities to be successful, then that's good. Don't just blindly follow people. And thanks again for listening to another episode of Are You Green? Be sure to share the podcast with other people that you trade with, maybe people at your work talk about trading, maybe your family. please be sure to share it. Then they can maybe, you buy Peloton and then they buy FSLY, and you guys can have a little competition within yourselves or whatever it is. And then anyone can message me on Instagram. My handle is RU Green Podcast. I love getting these messages. It's been so great to chat with you guys about your long-term trades, your short-term trades. And, I just love being available for any questions. So this was, the end of the Wednesday live stream. I will be recording the podcast tomorrow and then live streaming on Friday. So be sure to follow me and subscribe on YouTube as well to see those live streams. And happy trading. Bye. Well, thank you guys so much for watching on the live stream. It's been really great to have these videos with you. As I mentioned before, I want to be able to share my charts since so much of my analysis comes from charts. So I will work on it. Please let me know if you have any tips for screen sharing. I've seen a lot of products that have the little screen at the bottom, but I don't know, it seems so small. Maybe a split screen would be cool. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe to see what we do on the Friday live stream, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Trade safely. Bye.